Hello students, welcome in the online classes of biology. So as you all know that we are discussing about lesson biotechnology. So in our previous lecture we have discussed about different kinds of vectors, and today we are going to discuss about direct or vectorless gene transfer. Direct or vectorless gene transfer. In our previous lecture for the transformation of genes, we have needed different kinds of vectors, which were cosmic vector, bacteriophage vector, artificial chromosome vector, BAC, YAC, fragment vector, animal and plant viral vectors, transposon and also shuttle vector. But today we are going to know about some categories or some of the things in which the direct or vectorless gene transfer can take place. So alternative methods have been used to introduce the recombinant DNA, and that alternative methods are the first one is micro-injection. The first alternative method or the first vectorless gene transfer is micro-injection. As the name indicates itself that this process is done with the help of injection. In this method, foreign DNA is directly injected in the nucleus of animal or a plant cell, and this process is done by the usage of microneedles or micropipettes, and it is used to insert foreign genes in the oocytes or eggs and also in the embryo of the cell. So the first process of vectorless gene transfer is microinjection. After that came the second process, which is electroporation. The second process, which is electroporation. In this process, the first process, the injection is required or the pipette is required for the transference of DNA. But now in the process of electroporation, in this method, electrical impulses induce temporary pores in the plant cell membrane through which the DNA molecules are incorporated into the plant cell. In this, the electrical impulses are used, and that impulses used to pour the cell, and when the pores are present in the membrane of the cell, DNA can easily enter inside the cell. The second method is electroporation, and after that came the third method, which is gene gun or bioballistic. That method is gene gun and also known as bioballistic. So what is done in the process of gene gun or bioballistic? The DNA coated into microscopic pellets or gun or tungsten. Gold or tungstens are used in this process, and it is literally shot with high velocity into the target cell. And although it is developed for plant, but this technique is now also used in the animal cells to insert genes. That means in this process, the genes are injected or transmitted with the high velocity with the help of guns. Previously, this technique is done only in plant cells, but now this technique is also done in the animal cells. And the last technique is direct DNA injection. The last technique is direct DNA injection. This is the last technique for the vectorless gene transfer. In this technique, direct DNA injection into the skeletal muscles led to the possibility of using genes as vaccine. And due to low level of expression, therapeutic benefits for the treatment of genetic disorder could be derived through this process. And this method gave rise to the concept of DNA vaccine or genetic immunization. By the transfer of direct DNA, the cure of several diseases is possible. The cure of several viral diseases or bacterial diseases is possible because vaccines and immunization is possible with this process. So this is all about vectorless gene transfer, microinjection, electroporation, gene gun and also direct DNA injection. Now we are going to discuss about second topic and the last topic of today, which is gel electrophoresis. The second topic of today, which is also the very important topic of biotechnology, very important part of biotechnology, that is gel electrophoresis. part of biotechnology, the gel electrophoresis. This is the technique in which the separation and isolation of DNA fragments is done. That means DNA fragments is isolated and separated, and cutting of DNA is done by restriction enzymes, and that cutting of DNA results in the fragmentations of DNA occurs. Fragments of different parts of DNA occurs, and this is separated by a technique called gel electrophoresis. That means by the help of gel electrophoresis, different enzymes are used, and those enzymes help to cut down the DNA and forms DNA fragments which are used furtherly for the process of biotechnology. And it is a technique of separation of charged molecules. In this, discharged molecules are not interfered, but only charged molecules are separated, and this is done only under an electrical field. That is why this process is known as electrophoresis, because electrical field is required for this process. And after that, positively charged molecules move towards cathode, that is negatively charged electrode, and negatively charged molecules move towards the anode. Consider this very clearly. Positively charged move towards the cathode, and negatively charged move towards the anode. Why this thing happens? Because as you know that attractive molecules, attractive charge attracts each other. That is why this thing happens. And DNA is negatively charged molecules, hence it moves towards the anode, because DNA is a negatively charged particle, therefore it goes towards the anode. Cathode is not required for this process. And the most common used matrix is agarose, which is a polysaccharide. That means a kind of sugar. And DNA segments separate according to the size of the pores of agarose gel. And also DNA is staining with the help of anthedium bromide, which helps to stain it and make it stain for the further process. Bright orange color bands of DNA appear in anthedium bromide. Stained gel is exposed to UV light, and separated bands are cut from the agarose gel and extracted from the gel piece, and that process is known as elution of the DNA. So consider this thing very properly, that first of all, this is the separation of DNA fragments. DNA is cut down with the help of enzymes, and that enzymes used to cut the DNA into small fragments, and then the small fragments of DNA move towards the anode, because anode is a positively charged and DNA is a negatively charged. That is why it moves towards the anode, and there this process is done in matrix called agarose. And for this process, it should be stained to look properly. The separated DNA fragment can be visualized, can be easily visualized. For that, it should be stained, and it is stained in the anthedium bromide, which gives it bright orange colored bands, so that it can be visualized easily. And then after, they can also use as vectors for the gene manipulation. So this is all about today's class.